Alright, so my last video was a little disorganized. I sort of just rambled about why I was excited for Black Ops 6. So in this video, I actually have a solid piece of paper with things on it that I have to read into this microphone, so I actually can keep on track here. So, what are the worst things about Modern Warfare 3 throughout its life cycle? I am currently level 841. I just unlocked Interstellar. Thank you to everybody who came to my live streams to watch me unlock the Interstellar camo. Those were such a just grab bag of streams. Like, one stream would be really fun and we'd make a lot of progress. The next stream I would just be angry. The next stream I'd be locked in and quiet, not even interacting. So thank you guys for bearing with me. Getting back into grinding Call of Duty and streaming consistently has been a little bit of an uphill thing, and you guys coming out to those streams was awesome. But basically, I have a lot of progress in Modern Warfare 3. I really do enjoy it. It's one of my favorite COD games, if not my favorite COD game since 2019. But in this video, we're gonna sit back, we're going to relax, and we're going to be massive fucking haters for a little bit, so let's do it. So starting off with one of my biggest problems with Sledgehammer's game design is nade spam. The vest and gear system was the perfect window of opportunity for them to reduce nade spam in multiplayer. And over time throughout the lifecycle, they gave more vests access to grenades, and they even added a vest that gives you 2 tacticals, 2 lethals, and the ability to replenish lethals and tacticals off of dead bodies. So I would say they kind of failed here. The vest system was so smart because you could have a vest that gives you like really good bonuses, like no footstep sounds or keeping you up the minimap, and then it could take away your grenade, and that's your trade-off. Like, if you want the mission control vest, which allows you to go on streaks much easier, you also don't get to run like claymores, and that would make sense except for the fact that they didn't do that. In fact, throughout the lifecycle, not only did they add a vest that gives you grenades and the ability to replenish grenades off of dead bodies, they added grenades to vests that already didn't have access to them for what I can only describe as zero fucking reason. So many gunfights in this game are just, I get gassed, I get thermite, I get Simtex, I get fragged, I get stunned, I get flashed. It's a nightmare. And they added all of these unique tacticals and lethals into this game. There's a lot of unique ones. Nobody effing used them. It was thermite, Simtex, gas, stun, constantly. And for some reason, I don't know why, everybody has switched to the fucking gas grenade. And all I could think of is that the gas grenade being used to the degree that it is would be so much more acceptable if the vest system was doing its job and making sure that you at least couldn't have all of the bonuses of certain vests on top of a gas grenade, but they didn't do this right at all. And the modular assault rig, I believe is what it's called, that gives you the 2 grenades in each category and lets you replenish, that should never have been added to the game. That is just a nade spam vest. Not sure what they were thinking there. Next thing's a little bit smaller, bullet penetration. Why do you have so many bullet penetration challenges, Sledgehammer? Not only can a player do slide cancels, tack sprints, and bunny hopping behind walls, Call of Duty is much faster and characters are always in motion, moving around like crazy people. It's already going to be harder to get wall penetration kills. Your maps are not laid out for bullet penetration kills to be easy, and then on top of that, the bullet penetration itself is dog shit and doesn't do a lot of damage. Even in hardcore, you can get multiple hit markers with armor-piercing rounds. So I just want to know why you have so many challenges that require me to do something that doesn't feel like an intentional thing I'm able to do. Like, I was only able to get bullet pen kills by using very specific locations on very specific maps, because so many things in the game can't be shot through, or once they are shot through, it doesn't deal any fucking damage. So, bullet pen pissed me off the entire life cycle of the game, and it never got fixed. The next one is a bit bigger than that, shipment. There is so much shipment in this game, it's stupid. Shipment being a meme, okay, whatever, but we do know, right? Like, as developers over there at Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, hopefully the publisher Activision knows that for long-term success of the game, you have to not have permanent FOMO built into the experience. So much about Call of Duty is grinding and unlocking and leveling things up, and you literally have these playlists that have been around all year, and every year since MWIII 2019. We have these playlists that allow you to grind so much faster, meaning the rest of the game feels like it grinds slower, providing a permanent underlying feeling of FOMO. This is bad. You don't want players to be bored playing your traditional 6v6 maps. You do not want to give them access to something that's actively bad for them. You need to have balls. You've done it for too many years now, Activision, Sledgehammer, Treyarch, Infinity Ward. You've done it too long now, and you have to make an actually difficult decision that doesn't crowd please. I know you're not good at doing this, but I hope you can. You need to remove shipment from your game. You need to remove it from the next Modern Warfare game. You need to release a tweet saying, shipment has become such a crutch in our community that we want to take a break from it. Please play the rest of the experience and let people be mad. Let people be angry. You have trivialized the grind. You have made it feel like you are missing out by not playing it if you want to unlock things. It is a bad system. People are so like dopaminergically burnt out because of shipment, allowing them to unlock these things. People expect to have everything unlocked in the first 2 weeks of the game being out, even though the game has a year-long life cycle. You have people that now do not think it is possible to grind without it, to the point that they stop doing camo grinding until shipment shows back up. You have damaged the player base, and now Modern Warfare 3 is like a monument to this thing that's damaging the player base actively. By adding like 12 different versions of shipment, this is the game that is essentially parading around this map that's damaging the player base. You can't be the game that does that and have me not mention it in a what you did wrong video. So that's enough of that. Moving on, Deady counter. Why is there no... Okay, there are 3 different ways to silence your footsteps in this game. Dead Silence Field Upgrade, the Ninja Vest, or the Covert Sneakers. All of these work the same. Not exactly, because one's a vest, one's a gear, and one's a field upgrade, but what I mean is they all silence your footsteps entirely. They don't make them quieter, they make them fucking gone. They're not there anymore. So, why do you have 3 ways to make your footsteps completely disappear, but not a single way to counter them? There should be a counter to this. Black Ops 6 is implementing something that works like Dead Silence, but in the inverse, where it's a temporary amplify perk that's a field upgrade. That's really cool. That's really smart. But Sledgehammer, not only could you have added this to your CCT comms vest or to other pieces of gear, you did have a piece of gear. You had the bone conduction headset. And I bet if you look at your usage stats on the bone conduction headset, it is used considerably less than Covert Sneakers. Why? Because it doesn't counter Covert Sneakers. So if you're wearing the bone conduction headset on your loadout, guess what happens? The moment somebody runs up to you with Covert Sneakers, they have just trivialized and made useless the perk you selected. That could have gone to something like Mag Holster that helps you every reload, or Ghost that helps you every time you move, or you get it. Instead of having a soft counter to Dead Silence, you have 3 hard counters to bone conduction headset, making it fucking useless. This is one of the largest oversights I think we've seen in Call of Duty in a very long time. Like, this is really bad. There's no reason to have 3 counters to your Amplify perk and have Amplify not counter the 3 things that make footsteps silent. I have had people sprinting up on me haphazardly all year and I don't hear them. They're tack sprinting behind me and I don't hear them. This one's really bad and definitely deserved a spot on this list. Moving on to the next one, attachments. Why are there so many attachments in this game, and why throughout the life cycle of the game did you just add attachments that are better than every other attachment? Like, I can't imagine using something that isn't the Shadow Strike, Quartermaster, or Scratch 20 suppressor. I cannot imagine using a different suppressor other than those 3. And 2 of those were added post-launch. There is no reason that you could not have fixed some of the MWIII attachments to actually make sense in the game and remove some of their incredibly abrasive cons. There are still, like, yeah, you buffed all the Modern Warfare 2 guns, but there are still barrels that reduce aim down sight speed on Modern Warfare 2 guns by like 56%. That's insane. I do like that you can make mistakes with this gunsmith. You can build the gun wrong. If you're not paying attention, if you're just selecting things that look cool, you can break your gun. And I think that is cool. I think Gunsmith is more interesting when you can fail at it, but you have way more things that just kind of suck versus the things you've added to the game, especially post-launch, that are just better across the board. So I don't like how many cons these attachments have, and I don't like the fact that you've added attachments that just have no cons and are just basically perfect and you should run them all the time. I don't like any of it. I just have to say, these attachments suck. And also, you have so many attachments on guns that are just completely pointless to run. I'm never going to run them. The big one is your no stock attachment. I'm never running a gun with no stock. I'm never doing it. It makes the gun so fucking pointless. Modern Warfare 2019 didn't balance it very well, and ever since then, any other COD dev that's tried to balance no stock hasn't done it very well, and this game is no exception. The next one I've mentioned in a previous video, so I won't linger on it too long, but there's no Modern Warfare 2 playlist. This game is marketed with like Eminem's Till I Collapse in its multiplayer reveal trailer, and it's showing Favela and High Rise and Derail and whatever. Do you know what would be really cool? If there was actually a playlist where I could just play those maps, please and thank you. Like, yeah, I'm 26 years old. I long for my childhood. I would like to go on a fun little camo grind with some of the guns on classic MW2 maps only. And you don't have that here. You don't have that available to me. So I'm mad. I'm pissed off about it. Don't like it. Yeah, so there's that. And then moving on, still talking about nostalgia. Lack of nostalgia microtransactions. I'm sorry, Modern Warfare 2, Infinity Ward's MW2 from last year, really nailed this, actually, because they added stuff like the Intervention sound pack and the Old Friend pack that gave us like the classic sounding Deagle, the Lockman, the Intervention. Where is that in this game? I really wanted that. I really wanted things that gave us blueprints that looked like the classic guns with classic sounds. It's bizarre to me that this game will destroy its visual image by having the dumbest crossovers I've ever seen in a COD game. The dumbest skins and battle pass items I have ever seen in a COD game, but nothing that references COD, for fuck's sake. There's nothing that references COD. There was no MW3 pack where I could like get Sandman as an operator and like an ACR variant of the MCW that looked like the ACR 6.8. Like, what is the point of that? What is the point of that? I don't know. I was so upset that this just was never added. Every time new bundles would be added, I'd hope that like there was like some sort of cool bundle. Give me the Modern Warfare 3 menu music. I can use the Modern Warfare 2 menu music pack from the previous game, but you guys never did that. And I don't know why. You added so much janky, gross crap. Like, for every dumb, weird collab you did, I don't know why you didn't also add in something that's actually like a reference to the franchise that you're a part of, but whatever. I mean, to each their own. The next thing is, took forever to balance Modern Warfare 2 guns. I am so glad you guys ended up doing it. I am so glad that the Modern Warfare 2 weapons are all pretty much usable. I would say at the very least usable, the very worst bottom tier, and then at the very best meta. I love that. Thank you so much, Sledgehammer. It would be so sad if this game didn't have a working, competent M4 and TAC V and whatever. They're still pretty bad. A lot of them are still bad, and I don't want to use them over the Modern Warfare 3 options, so I don't think you nailed it. And I hate to sound so condescending, I hate to sound so rude, but did you just, like, forget? I mean, what was going on throughout the life cycle of this game that you couldn't put somebody on just tweaking the damage numbers and, like, visual recoil on these guns? Like, why not add aim fire stability as a modifier to certain attachments? I don't know how the game works, I don't know how game development works. It just feels like you could have done that, or at least added attachments that were usable on those guns that add aiming fire stability, like add a new stock to the M4 and AK and stuff, because the guns just didn't fit this game's meta. This was our first time having a carryover from the previous COD game, so I give you some slack on it, but it took you forever to balance them, and they're still mostly bottom tier or just kind of barely usable, so I don't know, not a fan of that. The next thing is stacking streaks. You guys added stacking streaks. It was awesome. You buffed all the kill streaks too, and you added looping kill streaks. Just a beautiful fucking decision. And like, unironically, not being sarcastic, I loved it. It's because EOMM is so rough for me, skill-based matchmaking is so rough for me, that making streaks exciting again and exciting to go for and worthwhile to go for, because going for an AC-130 in my sweaty-ass lobbies doesn't make sense unless maybe I could stack some streaks that help me get to it. It made more sense. Your matchmaking system puts me in so many 1 KD lobbies that I ended up playing so hard. I ended up getting so much better at the game when you added stacking streaks, because it felt worthwhile to throw down that cluster mine, because it led to my SAE, and the SAE would lead to my chopper gunner. You know, like that was great. Like why did you get rid of that? That was awful that you did that. You should have just reduced the score or made it so 2 kill streak kills count as a kill towards the next streak. I don't know. You could have fixed it. You could have balanced it. Instead, you just removed it, which is a cowardly move. Call of Duty has just been making streaks less enticing to go for, and less easy to get, and weaker. And you guys buffed the streaks. You made the changes you should have made. You made the game more fun, and then you changed it. You reverted the settings back. Luckily, the streaks still loop, and they are still buffed, but I will never have the fun that I had when the streaks stacked again. I played so hard, I tried so hard, I worked so hard to get streaks because I knew it was going to be worthwhile. It was so motivating, and I was so sad that you got rid of it. So, definitely a thing you did wrong there, in my personal opinion. And the last one ties in to the one I just mentioned, EOMM. This is one of the worst years for engagement optimized matchmaking or skill-based matchmaking ever. It was terrible. Obviously, ping was not king throughout this year. The ping was high and turbulent and bizarre. It was so obvious that EOMM had kicked in because my first match, like I just select TDM and I'd go in to like play a game on stream. I'd do kind of well, and then it would take forever to find a game of TDM. I remember one of my streams, I went so off, I did so well. I think this was actually when streaks were stacking because I got like a swarm and shit. And then literally with domination, TDM, and kill confirm selected during weekend, during peak gaming hours, it took so long to find a game mode, just find a match. And it was like 78, maybe 80, 90 ping. And it was the sweatiest lobby I've ever been in. It was so obvious. This is one of the most obviously sweaty skill-based matchmaking, engagement optimized matchmaking influence games that's ever released, and it stained the entire experience, especially when they removed stacking streaks, meaning that if I played really hard and had to work uphill, it wasn't as worth it as it was when the streaks were stacking. So basically, they made EOMM more tolerable with stacking streaks and then took it away from me. So I had to taste what it would be like to play a game that doesn't just encourage me to have a 1 KD schlogfest. I had to taste what that felt like, and then it got taken away. So that was awful. That was worse than it just not happening to begin with. So that's it. Those are my opinions. Let me know what you think down below. What is the worst part of Modern Warfare 3 to you? And what did you hate the most during the life cycle? What annoyed you? What made you throw your controller, toss your headset, call your mom a slur? Tell me down in the comment section below. Hit the bell icon to get notified when I go live and upload. And I will see you when I see you guys. Goodbye.